if it's not you? Seriously, what if you're not lazy, not behind, not too old, not too much, not a dinosaur? What if the system is just outdated, broken, overpriced, unrealistic? Basically, the job market has become a digital black hole.
Exactly. Because after a while, when you send resume after resume and hear nothing, you start thinking the problem must be you. You start questioning your skills, your age, your experience, your confidence. That's where we were.
If you're in your 40s, 50s, or 60s like us, this can really mess with your head because you know what you bring to the table. You've worked for years, you've handled responsibility, you've solved real problems, you've survived bills, kids, bosses, deadlines, and mortgages. That is life experience, that is value.
But then the job market treats you like your experience is a problem. Too experienced, too expensive, too senior, too set in your ways. And honestly, that's not a weakness, that's leadership.
This was a big shift for us. Laszlo had 28 years in operations and leadership. He wasn't starting from zero. He had managed over 600 employees at once, handled pressure, solved problems, kept things moving when everything around him was chaos. And yet, after months and months of applying, it felt like none of that mattered.
I sent resumes everywhere. At first, I thought, okay, it's just taking time. Then more time passed, then more applications, then more silence. And eventually, you start thinking, wait, am I the problem? That's the dangerous part because the silence doesn't just affect your bank account, it starts affecting how you see yourself.
And that's where we had to stop. Because maybe the question wasn't, what's wrong with us? Maybe the better question was, what's wrong with the system that ignores decades of experience? That was the shift, because blaming yourself keeps you stuck, but seeing the system clearly gives you options.
And let's be honest, the system has changed. Companies want experience, but they don't always want to pay for it. They want leadership, but sometimes they want it junior pricing. They want loyalty, but they don't always offer security. They want flexibility, but somehow only from you. Very balanced, very dangerous, very no thanks.
I know you don't know us. We're Nancy and Laszlo. And here's the truth, if the old path no longer works the way it used to, that does not mean you failed. It means the path just changed. And when the path changes, you don't stand there forever blaming yourself. You look for another road.
And that was the big breakthrough for us. We stopped trying to force ourselves back into a system that wasn't responding. We stopped thinking our only option was to wait for someone else to decide if we were still valuable. And we started asking a different question: what can we build? Now, that question changed everything.
It sure did. That's when digital marketing started making sense to us. Not because we were trying to become internet famous. Trust me, nobody here woke up saying, let's become influencers. No. It made sense because digital marketing is done on the few spaces where regular people can learn a skill, build something online, and create income without waiting for an employer to pick them.
And what surprised us the most was this: it wasn't just young people, it wasn't just for tech people, it wasn't just for people that know everything already, like our teenagers. But the point is, regular people can learn this, like you and us. People with life experience, people who understand problems, people who can communicate, people who are ready for a new way forward.
That's why Legacy Builders got our attention. It gave us a simple path, not random videos all over the internet, not complicated instructions, not just figure it out and good luck. It was step by step. And for us, that mattered because when you're already stressed, the last thing you need is another confusing thing pretending to be simple.
That's exactly right. We needed something realistic, something we could follow, something that didn't require us to become tech experts overnight or spend money on endlessly on tools, on add-ons, because at our age, we didn't need the hassle. We needed a plan. And more importantly, we needed options.
That's what the mindset change shift gave us. Relief, not because everything changed overnight, but because we stopped carrying all the blame. We stopped thinking, maybe we're the problem, and started thinking, maybe we just need a system that fits where the world is going now. That felt different.
And when you feel stuck, that shift matters because once you stop blaming yourself, you can start moving. You can learn, you can adapt, you can build, and you can take all that experience you thought had expired and use it in a new way because experience does not expire.
So if you've been feeling invisible, if you've been sending resumes and hearing nothing, if you've been wondering whether your best years are behind you, please hear this. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's the system, and maybe the next chapter doesn't require you to fit back into the old system at all.
Maybe the next chapter is about building something of your own, something flexible, something simple enough to start. something that gives you more control over your time, your income, and your future. Not because you're desperate, but because you're smart enough to adapt. And adapting is not failure, it's survival.
If this sounds familiar, start with the free blueprint. It will show you the digital marketing path that opened our eyes and why we believe people our age should at least understand what's possible.
No pressure, no hype, just another option. Because if the system stopped working for you, maybe it's time to stop begging it to change.
Click the link, grab the free blueprint, and take a look.
It's not you and other million people. It may be time for a new system and time to be visible again.